Good bloody morning. It's good morning, everyone. It's roughly, what is it? It's 5:12. The baby woke up at 4:30, so I thought, what's the point of going back to sleep? Well, maybe she woke up at 4. What I remember is I said, what's the point of going back to sleep? So I came downstairs, started getting my lunch ready. A whole bunch of ants. Ant infestation everywhere. So I had to kill a bunch of ants and shit. Then there was a fly in here. I had to kill the fly. Then I had to get all of Mia's stuff that I stole yesterday and put it back so she doesn't yell at me when she starts work. And here we are today. What's the plan for today? 7 days. Go from Monday to Monday. I think we ended up selling 4 slabs a day, which is good. We need to sell 4 slabs a day minimum to reach the goal of selling out by the end of the month. I think I have less than 60. I just counted there. It was 12 by 5, 60. I have 60 slabs left. Yeah, so we had a couple 3 slab orders come through. So we have 60 slabs left, and then we're done, and we can actually work on building the brand, not doing this fire sale bullshit to get rid of everything, which is good. And the ads are performing somewhat all right. I mean, they're performing, but I had to turn off one of my ads because it was time to get rid of it. 9 initiated checkouts. How do you have 8 clicks, 2 add to carts, and 9 initiated checkouts? How does that? Someone help me make sense of that. I can't. Anywho's, just looking at the numbers over here. You had to turn off the old reliable green background ad because it was just fatiguing way too hard. But we live and we learn and we move on. What's the plan for today? So there's 2 things. Number one, there's only 2 people, well, there was only 2 people in the country, literally in the country, that do direct to print can. Okay, and that was ECC and Onpack. But Aurora do it too. All right, Aurora recently released their digital print can stuff. Looks pretty good. All right, compared to, let me show you some shit here. Compared to what the rest of the gang's doing, no one does on-neck printing for direct-to-print. They don't do on-spot varnishes. Then definitely no high opacity white. Okay, 360 decoration. Yeah, of course, everyone does that shit. Wide color. Gamut. No, they only just do CMYK. Okay, high def resolution. If that is actually true, photorealistic, that's a game changer, by the way. Oh, sorry, there it is. That's a game changer because right now it's not photorealistic. It's not high definition. It sort of looks like pixels. All right, metallic effect, don't have that at all. On spot high build varnish, definitely don't have that shit. Okay, but these guys are what I like to call the worst people ever. I've called them 3 times. I'm pretty sure I already inquired about this like last year and no one ever got back to me. But I'm back to inquiring because we've got to do our next production run and I actually want to do it sooner rather than later. So I want them to hurry the fuck up. But they're, like I said, the worst people ever. So we've got to wait for them to get back to us today. I need to finish the formulation and the design. So right now I'll work on the can design for a little bit. I don't want to start mixing drinks at 5 o'clock in the morning. So maybe at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock I'll do that. I've got to go to Wallen. It's only 40 minutes away. So maybe at 9 o'clock I'll drive to Wallen. I'll go drop off the slabs that I have, the 3 slab order. I'll go drop that one off and then I'll come back and I'll start mixing batches. But the aim is to do that sweetness replacement today. Or to finalize the formulation with the sweetener replacement. The concentrate replacement, the sweet force, and get that done, get the can design done, or as near perfect as we can, because I'll always end up changing it closer and closer to the date. But yeah, just work on those 2, and then we'll see what we do. I have no clue when I'll even finish this formulation, if I'll even finish it today, but hopefully we do. I've got to stop drinking full bottles every time, or else I'm going to have a heart attack at some point. Show me cray, I tell you. Anywho's, I'm going to get to this can design. I'll talk to you later. So, ended up going to go do a delivery. 3 slabs delivered to Wallen. And now we're going to be messing around with the formulation. See if we can perfect it. Or see if we can get it to taste better. Or if not, the same as the raspberry lime we have in a can. And then we work on the passion fruit. So, we're gonna do a new test, which is
3.2 grams of soy force, 2 of agave to see if that makes a difference. But I don't remember what it tasted like yesterday, so I have to do it again. I don't even know if I made it yesterday. I didn't even make it yesterday, so I don't remember what it tasted like on Sunday. So we're gonna make it again, and then we're just gonna keep on rolling through them just to see how close we can get to perfect. What we put is 3.2 grams of the sweet force stuff, and then we're gonna keep 2 grams of agave. I like keeping a little bit of agave because I don't want to use another thickener. It's got a double effect, so it makes the drink a little bit thicker. It gives it some body, some weight towards it when it hits your tongue, and then the other part of it is it's got a little bit of sweetness, so it helps round out the bitter aftertaste that you get from stevia. That's why I'm trying to keep the agave. I didn't have it in the other batches I was working on, but I do have it in the other batches and the one in the reformulating that I was just doing before, but I do have it in this one only because the other drink sort of tasted like flavored water, and because it didn't hit my tongue, or it didn't stay, it's weird, because it didn't stay, if that makes any sense, it didn't stay in my mouth, or it didn't stay on my tongue, it didn't stay in there, on there. It was leaving a bitter aftertaste solely for the reason that it wasn't thick. Solely for the reason that there was no thickness to the drink, or no viscosity to it. So that's why I'm adding the agave back in. It does add a little bit of calories, which is fine. It's got the same. It's got 2.27. Awesome. What does it have? Has 20% less calories and sugar with the same sweetness profile as sugar. It does have a little bit of a different taste than sugar does, but these are minor differences. These don't really make a difference in the grand scheme of things. The taste of the agave, so we're keeping it. Oh, maybe, who knows? And then multi-sense is a natural flavor that comes from Dola as well, and it's used in no sugar drinks that want to keep the natural label, and it more so is used in drinks. So it's used in no sugar drinks and drinks that don't have a thickener in them to help give the drink some sort of thickness. So that's where you get that from. Or that's why you put it in. And we've got our natural raspberry flavor here. There's like 1,000 that you can get from them. You just gotta sort of tell them what you're after, and they do a pretty good job at sending you a bunch of samples, and then it's really up to you to figure out what you want, what kind of raspberry profile you want, and then go from there. You could probably spend forever sitting on a raspberry flavor, to be honest with you, or like messing around with different raspberry flavors. Just gotta find one that tastes somewhat like what you want. Just make sure you're really specific in what you're telling them that you want. Like, I think I tried 5 different raspberries before I got to this one. But then again, it's really about what you want. Ooh. And then with the water that you're going to put in, you're going to deduct the weight of your ingredients. You're going to deduct the weight of your ingredients by the amount of water that you're going to be having in your mixture. So if it's going to be 250 ml drink, you're going to deduct, and you have 10 grams of ingredients. Easiest way to do it is you're going to deduct 10 grams of ingredients. So you're going to use 240 ml of water. That is not my salt. There it is. So you get 9.6. Awesome. That's it. Then we use salt as well, because salt helps remove the bitterness of the aftertaste. Now we're just throwing our ingredients. I like to throw in the flavors first, only because I don't have the actual tool that you use for the flavors. I just measure them out and put them down. And then I like mixing the water out of the little cups that I use, just to make sure all the flavor is out of it. When I would work with flavor houses, they would use some tool that when I looked up was like $400. And for me, it's not worth it. I could just spend, I want to say $30 in total on the pipettes and on these little cups. These are little like paint cups, like water-based paint cups. You put a little bit of paint in there. You like put your brush in there. So shit. But for me, I don't really use it. I mean, I use these, sorry. I didn't want to buy the other one. It just costs way too much. And it's like you can get a proper full industrial spec milligram scale. I think when I looked it up, it was maybe $1,500 or $500. I bought this prospecting kit from, where was it from? Kathmandu. No, not Kathmandu, the other one. Anyway, one of them. One of the outdoor stores. I got it for like $80. Not even. I actually think I got it on Boxing Day. Yeah, Boxing Day for like $40. Sweet, why not? Any Uzis. So. And you want to mix it up. You can get this little whisker as well. It's a fucking lifesaver, yeah. It's a lifesaver. I got it from Kmart, $2. Well, maybe it was $1.50. Could be $2 now. But all I know is that you could spend $20 or $30 on an expensive whisker and I can break it because I know I won't look after it. Or spend $2 on a Kmart one. When it breaks, you just get a new one. And it lasts me like 6 months. Depends on how well I look after it. This one I probably have for almost a year now. Does its job. Because these are things that you just throw in the drawer. One of the other guys I worked with would tell me, would hand whisk everything. Would hand mix everything with like a acrylic stick. And he did that because he said that he didn't want to get air in the mixture. But when I spoke to some other people I worked with, they told me that's not a thing. Because you get, because it's flat when you, from what they told me, it's flat when you put it in the, what's it called? In the soda stream. Like there's no air in there, there's no bubbles, and the air escapes. It's not like it's trapped in there. So they told me it's not a thing, and they just use whiskers too. They didn't use Kmart ones, they had their really cool fancy ones, but I like to use my Kmart one. And then just over the top, I like to get rid of all the foam. So I can make sure that everything's mixed up. Now in mine, I get a little bit of sediment. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see that. I get a little bit of sediment. That's because L-tyrosine doesn't fully dissolve. All of you, everyone's ingredients are different. The way we get rid of that in the production process is that there's a little micro filter that filters out all this L-tyrosine. Beautiful. Simple as that. I bought myself a electric soda stream because that's the best way to ensure that every time I make a drink, it's consistent bubbles. I just press number 1, you can press 2 or 3, depends on how carbonated you want it. And I don't put a full 450 mils in because I only make 250 batches at a time. And it carbonates it to where I want it. And that's it. Now you just gotta wait for it to, I want to say decompress, if that's the right word. Yeah, so after you're done there, grab a soda stream. I got this electric one because it's got the buttons. I always press button number 1. I've already pressed it here. And it will always carbonate every single batch I do to the exact same carbonation. Okay? And that's the key to it all. Keeping everything as consistent as you can. Before, the guy that I spent 20 grand with, he would do it by hand on his soda stream and he would count seconds, but like you're never accurate. You can't always count 1 second accurately every time. So this one is batch 2. What I've done different is, you might see, I put the container in a bowl of cold water, ice cold water, only because I need the drink to be chilled, fully chilled, and I felt like it was getting a little bit too warm, even though it was only sitting out for what you saw, like 2 minutes. I don't think the water was as cold as it should have been. So that's what I've done. Alright, that's everything. Except for my little L-tyrosine and caffeine mix. Awesome. What else have we done with this batch? Oh shit, dropped a bunch of shit. I thought it was a little bit too limey, so I've reduced the lime, increased the raspberry. Reduced it by 10, increased raspberry by 10, increased citric acid by 10, and malic acid by 10%. So you got to increase the citric acid and malic acid to balance out the flavors. Whenever you adjust the flavors, you need to adjust the citric and the malic acid. That's just stock standard. Oh, this is looking pretty. Smelling pretty good. Smelling very raspberry-y. Very raspberry-like. Hello. Just also remember, when you are mixing it in cold water, it does take longer for everything to dissolve. That's something to keep in mind. It takes longer for everything to dissolve. It dissolves the fastest in warm water or hot water, and it takes the longest in cold water. Obviously, if it's ice cold water like frozen, it won't dissolve. But anyway, yeah. So it takes longer to mix everything up in cold water, but the other option would be mixing it up in warm or like room temperature water, and then chilling it. But that takes too long. We ain't here to fuck around. We're here to get this shit done. That looks all mixed up and beautiful. Nice. Let's get our soda stream and let's try it out. So that one was, I don't want to say it was pretty easy, but that one was pretty, oh jeez, too much fizz. That one was pretty good. I'm going to try it in 2 days, see if it tastes good. Make sure it tastes good by Thursday. Do the same thing. I've got to get my raspberry lime from the freezer to make sure I can compare the pair. I've already thrown that one out, but whatever. It tasted good. It tasted more raspberry than lime. I feel like this batch over here tastes more lime than raspberry, so I'm happy with it. Aftertaste is minimal, which is the most important thing for me. So how did we get it done in 6 batches? Well, it really took 300 to get it to where it was. So we're using the exact same ingredients, just different concentrations. So once you really figure out how it all works, we're on the money. We're on the money. So let's work on the peach iced tea. I've got to get the formula up for the peach iced tea now. I don't even know where I have it written down, to be honest with you. I wonder if it's in this book. TBE. Batch 19. Okay, so let's put the original formula down. G. I wish I could have my phone so I could take a photo of it. Oh, 0.9, not 0.9. Alright. This one's a little bit of a doozy. This one's a little bit more of a pain in the ass because we have peach, black tea, and apricot flavor. And we're going to be using the new stuff. So we'll see how we go. It's not going to be that impossible to get done, but it is going to be a pain in the ass. But we'll get there eventually because we're going to be removing the rhodiola from this one. That's it. So if I can keep everything the same, just use my multi-sweet with the same mixture that I have. But I'm dropping the agave, so I'll lose that thickness. Might make a big difference in this drink, might not. But I'll only find out once we get into it. So I'll get into it. We'll be back. Okay, so what I've decided is I'm not going to change the sweeteners because that means I'm locked into a sweetness profile that I can't get myself out of. So we're just going to reformulate everything, but I'm just going to remove the rhodiola. So that same flavor that we were that same adaptogen that we were going to remove before, just of ease of compliance, we're still going to remove, but I'm not going to change the sweeteners. Even though the other one was the exact same version, just a concentrated, I'm not going to swap them. Because I'm not finding that I'm getting the right taste. So this one's a peach iced tea that we're working on. We worked on a peach iced tea before. I just did one before, and I used the exact same sweetness profile that I found that worked with the other one, which should work with this one too, because I use the exact same amount of sweeteners, but it's just not enough mouthfeel for this one to feel good. I mean, to taste good. So once again, container over ice cold water to keep it nice and chilled. Shit is green. Do you know? And rhodiola has a real earthy, bitter taste to it. So I'm hoping that I can just remove it and it still tastes the same, just a little bit sweeter. That's what I'm hoping for. But we'll see. You gonna have a coffee? No? What's stopping you? See that? There's a lot more ingredients, as in powdered ingredients in this, so it takes a little bit more mixing than the other one. Has roughly 11 grams of ingredients, so there should be some weight behind it. So it should sit on the tongue nicely, if that makes any sense. Alright. Let's go mix it up. Let's go carbonate it. I have high hopes for this one. Also, it doesn't foam up as much because the multi-sweet, the liquid thickener that they gave me that was derived from some sort of natural ingredients, foams it up. But the problem with that is that you'd have to put like some sort of anti-foam, which sort of doesn't make sense why you'd end up using something that you have to put something artificial in to balance it out. Cheers. Oh. Do you want to come try this? I think I put too much. No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm happy you want to come try this. That's meant to taste like peach iced tea, remember?
No. No.
No, huh?
No. After, but not like the initial.
Tastes like too much black tea?
I think so, yeah.
If I get you to smell the black tea, can you tell me if you think it tastes like it has too much of it? You know what? I upped the salt on. No, I didn't. I didn't up the salt on this one. Smell the black tea. Tell me if you think it's got too much of that. Is that what you're tasting?
Or maybe too much apricot.
There's only one drop of apricot. Can't be. Can't be the apricot. We'll figure it out. Come here. Come on. Oh, we got a little helper. A little helper on our batches. Go play over there. Go on, typey, typey. Oh no. She's getting interested. She's getting interested in making drinks. Good girl. Keep tapping on Baba's computer. Don't touch anything else. So, this is batch number maybe 5 or something. I'm starting to feel real sick from doing all of these. But in saying that, I don't know if I said this before, I am not going to try and use the new sweeteners because I don't want to be locked into the sweetness profile that I would end up having to be locked into. So we're doing our own, we're going back to the drawing board. I just need to remove one ingredient, rhodiola, but it is looking like it's going to be a lot more difficult. I remember last time I tried to do this with the raspberry lime before I put it into production, I just couldn't figure it out. Okay, no, don't eat that one. Not that one. Thank you. Thank you. It was proving to be a lot more difficult. It's pretty difficult to mask that flavor, or the flavor of the rhodiola, but I did it. I actually don't know how to unmask it. So, I'm messing around with the peach iced tea today. If I don't finish it today, I'm going to have to finish it Thursday. If I don't finish it Thursday, I have no fucking clue when I'm going to finish it. So we really need to smash it out of the park. But in saying that, the last one I just made was pretty good. Just a little bit, I don't want to say overly sweet, but a little bit overly sweet. And a little bit too much black tea again. So I've reduced the black tea and I've reduced the erythritol down by quite a bit. Maybe I went from 7.5 grams to 2.5 grams just straight off the bat. We've reduced the agave from 4 grams to 3 grams. Yeah. Can you not eat that one? If you want to eat one, I'll give you a clean one. Yeah, that's a clean one. Eat that one. I'm not too sure about how that is. But it doesn't taste horrible. That's the thing. Doesn't taste horrible. Alright, let's try it. Alright. It's carbonated. Give it a go. I need a biscuit or something. I need a palate cleanser. I was like the oldest voice in the world. New palate cleanser. I have no clue. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know. It doesn't taste like I want it to taste. It's a little bit dull, flat. Flavor flat. I'm not too sure. I really got to figure this out though. Oh, fuck. I'm just trying to think. I don't have any answers for now. I think I'm going to take a break, go for a run or something, and then come back and get into it. I've got no answers for it right now. Alright. We'll catch up later.